Sup, my Neesies? Kyle here. Well, you see, today I wanted to talk about something that I read in the Brobel recently about royalty-free music. I'll just read a little bit to you right now. Revelations 4-20. Then the bad Satan man, aka Lucifer, called upon Kevin MacLeod with an army of ukuleles. MacLeod set out to make the songs of Armageddon. The darkness overcasts the earth as YouTube is filled with royalty-free music. The good guy Jesus comes out of the heaven place and smites the 4 horsemen that were only armed with golden ukuleles. Jesus then checks his checkpoint and says out to the Antichrist, "Yo, thou shall 1v1 me CSGO noob." The Antichrist yells back, "Your skins are not even factory new. Raffle." This was 100% in the Brobel. I checked it out myself. It's there. You do not need to look for it because it's I saw it, and you can just trust me. But no, seriously, why on earth is everybody using this royalty-free music? When will people start getting tired of this royalty-free? Okay, well, now since that is out of the way, now I can talk to you about some stupid stuff that has been going on in Canada recently. In case you haven't heard, Canada is trying to pass a law that makes bullying illegal. So I'm going to show you a video done by theloop.ca.
A proposed bylaw in Saskatchewan is hoping to put an end to bullying once and for all. People aged 12 and up could face fines anywhere from $300 to $2,500 for offenses like gossiping, name-calling, and mocking would be considered illegal. Okay, so besides the fact that that is a lot of money, and most 12-year-olds normally don't have $2,500, this is violating free speech right now. Not to say that it's noble to try to stop bullying, but this isn't the way to do it. You're taking away somebody's freedom because it offends somebody else. That's not right. Not to mention, when I was a kid, I was bullied all the time. If I was given this power to bring the legal system down on somebody else, you better believe that I would have abused that system. And even during that time range with puberty and everything, you don't think things through. And you sure don't know the implications of what you're doing when you're that age. The proposed bylaw would also include private places such as bars and restaurants. Aiding or encouraging bullying would also be prohibited. Okay, so while this is leading to the ability to be able to abuse this system, so you don't need any evidence, I'm guessing, to say that this guy was bullying you. So then you just don't like somebody and you call up the police and then you have them fined. And they sure haven't set up a clear definition of what bullying is. So that can be extremely twisted. Someone called me stupid. Fine them $300. This Kyle guy online said that I can't control my emotions when I'm 12 years old. Well, I'm 12 years old right now. Very deep voice 12-year-old. And what he said offended me, so he's bullying me. Fine him money. I don't live in Canada, so I'm fine, but still. I will agree that bullying is a very serious topic. But if I make fun of somebody's shirt, am I gonna get fined for that?
Hey faggot, where'd you get that shirt?
Kill yourself! Joining us now from Saskatoon is Brian Traynor. He's a retired police sergeant who delivers anti-bullying presentations in schools right across the province. Brian, thanks for your time today.
Thanks for having me, Todd.
How would this proposed law actually work? Walk us through it.
Yes, please walk us through this unconstitutional bylaw.
Well, you know, there's been a big hullabaloo about this bylaw.
Do you think that's because it's unconstitutional?
and people are all in a flap about in a bar, in a restaurant. You mean you're going to come into Tim Hortons and the cops are going to hear me talking and they're going to arrest me and charge me?
It certainly sounds that way.
No, that's not going to happen. That's not the intent of the bylaw. The bylaw is intended for bullying in schools.
Ah, yes, the path to hell is paved with good intentions.
But the solicitors, city solicitors, made an attempt to try and identify three main types of bullying: verbal, physical, and psychological.
Okay, you nor the bylaws have stated at all what is entailed for these three situations to ever need legal intervention beyond what already exists. There's already laws in regards to physical abuse. If you get hurt by somebody, yeah, you call the police. That's what they're there for. And while I don't condone name-calling to kids or even adults, I mean, that's gonna happen. Everybody has their own free ideas. And how can you even define what psychological abuse is? I don't know what it is. You can't fill out a checklist and see what dictates as psychological abuse.
And what they did was they listed various types of bullying activity, and unfortunately it's taken on a life of its own.
Ah, yes, humans still have freedom of speech, even if they use that freedom to bully other people. I can call you a stupid Canuck, and you can call me a fat, lazy American, even though I'm not fat. That's just how it works.
You know, Brian, as a retired police detective, I'm curious your thoughts on how you actually go about enforcing this kind of thing if it ends up being adopted.
I'd imagine that somebody would file a complaint saying, oh, they made fun of me online, and then the police show up at their door and then they try to kill them.
Well, almost all bylaws across any jurisdiction in this country are complainant-driven. They're not police-driven. They're somebody files a complaint, and the way I look at it is bylaws are empowering. They empower the community
to abuse the system and get rid of anybody with differing opinions.
Make the community better by involving the citizens to be proactive, not to rely on the police to do something. So they see an incident, and for instance, we have noise bylaw, we have spitting on the sidewalk bylaw.
Yeah, and do you know what's good about that? It doesn't infringe on their constitutional rights.
Well, I can guarantee you there are not cops running around downtown Saskatoon looking for people spitting on the sidewalk.
Huh.
I mean, if somebody phones and complains, you deal with it. So it's discretion on the part of the police.
Yeah, that's because adults know when something has gone too far. 12-year-old kids don't. If somebody makes fun of somebody else's Let's Play Minecraft channel, they're not going to like that, and then they're going to call the police and say that they're bullying them. Do you see the difference between adults and kids?
Sometimes, Brian, as you know, bullying is very obvious. Other times it can be a little bit blurry, whether this is just unpleasant behavior, whether it is in fact bullying. How do you decide?
Again, it's discretion, and it's also, you look at the situation. Bullying has three components to it. It's repeated, it's intentional, and it's harmful. So
when I call my friend Peter up and I'm just like, hey Peter, why don't you step out in front of a steamroller and just get yourself killed? I mean, I do that repeatedly, and he knows I'm just joking with him, but some can argue that it is harmful. Am I bullying him? Am I gonna have to pay you money because, you know, we're just joking around, but it could be misconstrued as bullying? Are you sure there's not a balance of power issue in bullying? You know, where the big guy comes up and goes, hey nerd, give me your lunch money. And then the nerd is like, Melvin, I don't want to give you my lunch money. And then Melvin's just like, I didn't ask you, I told you. I'm pretty sure that's bullying, because at least between me and Peter can sometimes join and just be like, hey Kyle, you're stupid head, and then disconnect. We're both on the same level of power.
What's the reaction of the target? And the reaction will dictate whether or not it's a bullying incident.
Oh man, Ted has better Pokemon cards than me. I know. Teacher, Ted was mean to me. Have him fined a small loan of $1 million.
You could say the same thing to the two different people, and the reaction will be different. You could say something, say to a young woman, nice hair, and she'll go, oh, thank you very much. But you say it to another person, you go, oh, nice hair. Well, obviously your intonation and your actions indicate that you're being snarky, you're being sarcastic. So she may take it as a bullying incident. So it all depends on the circumstances, and that's what the police would have to investigate.
Ryan Trainer, retired police sergeant, joining us on the line from Saskatoon. He does anti-bullying presentations across the province. We'll be following. Brian, thanks for this today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, in conclusion, guys, these are going to be our overlords for all time.
I'm about to come to your house and pick you up.
Wait, how do you know where I live?
I have your IP right now. I shot up a school. I shot up my school.
What, you shot up your school?
Yeah, because you know that fat teacher I was telling you about?
Yeah?
She pissed me off so bad, and like, you know what, f this. I got my gun out of my backpack and my knife, and then I slit my teacher's throat, and then I shot up the school.
Never come back! I swear! You'll never see me again!
We better just love and accept them right now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I am going for a like goal in this episode. If I can make 0 likes, that would make me just so happy. I'll catch you in the next video.
It's a trap.